Hi, Assalamualaikum. Today we're going to learn mathematics topic of money. Let's start our learning. Notes and coins in Malaysia we call ringgit and sen. Let's see together the example of coins in Malaysia. This is 5 sen. 5 sen, 10 sen, 10 sen. And this is 20 sen, 20 sen. So this one is 50 sen, 50 sen. Now, let's see the example of notes in Malaysia. This is 1 ringgit, 1 ringgit, 5 ringgit, 5 ringgit, 10 ringgit, 10 ringgit, 20 ringgit, 20 ringgit, 50 ringgit, 50 ringgit, and 100 ringgit, 100 ringgit. Let's go for shopping. Based on the picture, can you guess how much is a cone of ice cream? Well done! The total price of ice cream is 1 ringgit. Now, can you guess how much is the price of teddy bear? Fantastic! It is 20 ringgit. Then, how much is the price of candy? Great! It is 50 cents. Now, how much is a pair of shoes? Good job! A pair of shoes is 100 ringgit. And the last one is, how much is the price of a toy? Well done! It is 5 ringgit. Let's do some calculation when you go for shopping. The first example is 1 ringgit equal 2 times of 50 cent. And 1 ringgit also equal 10 times of 10 cent. Next is 50 ringgit. 50 ringgit equal 2 times 20 ringgit plus 10 ringgit, or 5 times of 10 ringgit. 10 ringgit equal 2 times of 5 ringgit, or 10 times of 1 ringgit. Now, let's see how to use notes and coins equal with the total of price. For example, the price of kiwis are 15 ringgit and 50 cent. You need to use 10 ringgit plus 5 ringgit equal 15 ringgit, and 20 cent plus 20 cent plus 10 cent equal 50 cent. Now, the price of bubble tea is 7 ringgit and 90 cent. You need to use 5 ringgit plus 1 ringgit and another 1 ringgit. So equal 7 ringgit. For 90 cent, you need to use 50 cent plus 20 cent plus 20 cent. Then a bucket of flour is 66 ringgit and 30 cent. So you need to use 50 ringgit plus 10 ringgit plus 5 ringgit and plus 1 ringgit. They are equal 66 ringgit. For 30 cent, you need to use 20 cent plus 10 cent. Now let's try how you get the balance when you go for shopping. For example, a boy is buying a fish with 20 ringgit and gave to the seller 50 ringgit. So 50 ringgit minus 20, you get the balance 30 ringgit. A boy is buying a pizza with 35 ringgit and 30 cent. Then he gave to the seller 40 ringgit. So 40 ringgit minus 35 ringgit and 30 cent. Then he got the balance 4 ringgit and 70 cent. And the last example is a boy is buying a box of tissue with 3 ringgit and 25 cent. He gave to the seller 10 ringgit. Then he got the balance 6 ringgit and 75 cent. So 10 ringgit minus 3 ringgit and 25 cent equal 6 ringgit and 75 cent.